Hello, everybody, and welcome. Checking levels. Levels look good. How is everybody tonight? So, surprise Crimeland. I planned this morning. So, we are here, and we're going to do it live. F it, we'll do it live. Let's put some music on. A little down tempo. I got a new camera, guys. What do you think? Is it good? How does it look? It was a gift, this camera, and I think I like it a lot. It looked weird when I first hooked it up, but then somebody suggested to me that it wasn't necessarily the camera, it was the lighting. So I did a little adjusting with that, and I think it looks much better. And I switched my camera that I was using to the Xena cam, and it's got a wider lens, so we can see both of them over there now. So good news, right? All right. Let's pull up some tabs. Okay, so the reason why we're doing this Crimeland episode is because so many of you have sent me so many Crimeland stories recently. Let me show you what I got over here. These are all of the Crimeland stories that you guys sent me. I went and uploaded them all. I think it was either last night or this morning when I was still at my mom's house. And then today I went through and organized them. So we have different sections. We're going to start with, I guess, just general Crimeland. General Crimeland. But first, let's say hi to everybody who's here. Hello. Hello. Patrick, good to see you. Society Red, always good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I hope everyone had a good holiday season. New Year's is right around the corner. Paracord Princess, you're looking lovely this evening. Smith W, you crack me up in my comment section, by the way. Yo Mama is here, which means Yo Mama is my mama, so behave yourselves, guys. It means my sister is probably watching too, because my sister's at my mom's house. Maybe my brother too, I'm not sure. I'm back to my normal house. As you remember, the last time I did a live stream, I was still at my mom's house. I'm here now. And Handy, good to see you, Handy. By the way, when we get done here, head over to Rumble to Handy's. Handy was on my stream last Sunday, and he is streaming tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So when we're done here, head over there and check out his stuff. I'll remind you again at the end of the show. We're restoring tabs. Let's do this one first. So, Netflix actor, age 23, found tortured to death with his hands and feet tied up. Good to see you, Blackheart Knight. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, if you make a donation while we're live, the doggos get a treat. There they are. They want to see, they want that to happen. They definitely do. Look at how sad they look. Also, we were almost out of milk bones, so I bought a box of milk bones to refill this, and they're the big ones. And these are the little ones at the bottom. I accidentally bought the big ones, so they get big treats for the next little while anyway. I refilled the thing. So if you donate either Rumble Rant or Super Chat, anything like that, if you buy merchandise, let me know in the chat. If you become a member, also let me know. Although I have the YouTube chat down here, so it should show up. For some reason, the memberships don't show up in Restream, but I'm going to try to pay attention down here. All right, back to the show. Netflix actor, age 23, found tortured to death with his hands and feet tied up. Netflix actor Kevin Andres Munoz Tovar was tragically killed at the age of 23 in a suspected armed robbery. The actor's body was found with his hands and feet tied up and several brutal wounds, believed to have been caused by a machete attack. There was a dog hair on my mic. Reports suggest that the actor's body was bludgeoned before his untimely death. Kevin, who starred in the Netflix film Lava Piros, which translates to dog washers, was found dead in La Playita, Tolva Valley del Cauca. I'm thinking that's in Mexico. I'm not sure. Is this a show any of you have watched? I've never heard of it. I think it might be a Mexican language show, or Mexican language, Spanish language. In Mexico they speak Mexican. Here we speak American. You get it. A lot of the Netflix shows, though, I've been watching a lot of them that have either the subtitles or the, they dub over. If I'm trying to do other stuff while I'm watching a show, I watch the dubbed over. Like when I watched, what was that Korean show that was very popular this year? Not going to think of it. Squid Game. That was the name of it. I watched the dubbed version because I was like doing other stuff while I was watching it. I do like to watch the other version as well. The suspects who caused the injuries then fled the scene, but thanks to information from the community, one of them was captured, he added. Kevin was a beloved and talented actor who rose to fame in the 2020 Netflix film, a popular dark comedy about a failing drug kingpin. After his amazing performance, Kevin also starred in the Apple TV thriller Echo 3 alongside big names like Michael Huseman, Luke Evans, and Jessica Collins. I've never heard of any of those people, so I don't know how big a names they are. The shocking news of his murder led to an outpouring of tributes for the late actor. Many fans are saying, "It's so sad that his life and talent were taken so soon." One user on Twitter said, "Absolutely tragic. So sad to hear this news. The good ones are always taken too soon." Another added, "Rest in peace, Kevin. You were one in a million." All right, I think these other tabs have loaded now. Armed man gets
weapons on you?
Armed man gets shot while fleeing from Phoenix police officers. Oh, I see a super chat has come in from Griffey. Griffey, thank you so much. Let's give these mutts a treat. I appreciate it. $4 AUD, which I believe is Australian. Tell me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Don't trust me. I just work here. I'm not in church. All right, you ready? Do high five. Thank you. You do shake. Thank you. There's one for you. Okay. Thank you so much, and you will be entered into the drawing. We do the drawing the first show of January. Griffey, you are in the drawing. Speaking of, I have to remember to add everybody into the drawing that donated while I was at my mom's house. Number 2 kept a list and sent it to me. So all of anybody who donated the last time I was live, you're getting entered in the drawing too, even though I didn't do it while we were sitting here. Armed man gets shot while fleeing from Phoenix police officers.
Oh, man.
Okay, put the bike down. I'm gonna pat you down.
Okay, man.
Hey, don't reach.
That's it, okay.
Don't fucking reach. Take off your stop. Take off your backpack. Take it off.
Okay, then. It's off. It's off.
Take it off.
What are you doing like that?
Relax. Take it off.
See, look.
Stop. Stop, dude. Put your
Yes,
hands on your back.
Stop. See, look, I'm going on the ground.
Sit down.
I'm going to the ground.
Sit.
Oh, okay. I'm going to put my whole body on the ground.
Dude, lay down.
I am.
Stop.
I am. Why are you being like this?
Lay your feet.
Okay.
Can you give me another unit?
It cracks me up that they always say, yes, I'm doing it. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. Yet there you can see him actively resisting in this body cam.
Lay him out.
What are you doing?
Stop.
Okay. Yeah.
Stop reaching.
Okay.
Lay your feet out. Lay him out.
Yeah, look at it. Look. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. See?
Lay him out.
Yes, I am. Look.
I see your fucking gun. You move, I'm gonna fucking shoot you. You understand?
I don't got no gun.
I see it. You move, I'm gonna shoot you. You understand?
I don't got it. Where's my gun?
I see it right here.
Where? Where?
Don't move.
Look. Look, where's the gun at?
Stop.
Where's the gun at? I don't got a gun, please.
Can you have him step it up? Stop!
I don't got a gun.
Don't fucking
I
move!
don't got a gun.
Stop!
I don't got a
I
gun.
fucking see it!
I don't got a gun, please.
Stop!
Leave me alone. Please. I don't got a gun. I don't got a gun.
Stop!
I don't got a gun. Please.
Like, even if he didn't have a gun, then don't resist. Let them search you. None of this would have happened. It's so sad. This person, whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, it doesn't matter. He had his whole life ahead of him, and he ruined it by fighting with this woman.
He's running. He has a gun in his waistband.
Oh, so sad. I just realized we're not live on Rumble right now, so I'm going to let this video play and maybe another video. I'm going to try to correct that.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the fucking ground! Get on the ground! Get on the Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Roll over!
Pull your stomach! Oh, there's his hand. It's stuck underneath. Hold on.
Sentencing for former Clayton County Sheriff
The
Victor
property
Hill
was
is
described
less
as a
than
compound by one neighbor.
Okay, all right. Okay, there it is. Ow, I just snapped. Call 911, hurry, my neck. My neck snapped. Hurry. Okay. Hey, why did I do this to you guys? What did I do? Okay? All right, I promise. What did I do to you guys? Are you all right? Was it Ray? Oh, damn, if it hurt you guys. Okay? Ma'am, okay. Why do you want to hurt me? What I do? Okay, wait. Oh, okay. Here, I got something for you. It's address. Right, will you do me a favor and get this little girl out in safety? There's a little girl over there, okay? All right. Oh. All right, please. Is Heather and Kim okay? Yes, ma'am. I will. Okay, all right.
What's the matter? Get on your stomach! Get on your stomach! Get on your stomach! Get on your stomach! Turn around on your stomach!
Why is everybody...
Get on your stomach!
Okay, I did.
Get your hand behind your back!
What did I do?
Hand behind your back!
I gotta give you something.
Bring it behind your back!
I won't do this to you guys. I won't hurt you. I promise. Please, I promise. I won't hurt you.
Put your hand behind your back! Come on!
Did Corey do something?
Put your hand behind your back!
Okay, you have it. You have
Put your hand behind your back!
I promise. Okay. I won't hurt you.
Hand behind your back!
All right.
It's good, it's good.
I did.
It's good.
What did I do to you guys?
Good luck.
Is everything okay? Did someone hurt you? I told her I would beat him up. I don't know anything.
I think I watched this video. With number 2 already. Sorry, I was fixing Rumble. I think I have Rumble going now. I just put that video on so I could fix the Rumble. Okay, so we're going to move on.
Can I go to my son's?
I remember watching this with number 2 on the last Friday Night Crime. So we're going to skip that one and go back to the regularly scheduled programming. 13-year-old Skelton brothers disappear from Morenci, Michigan. Morenci, Michigan, the disappearance of the Skelton brothers has haunted the small town of Morenci, Michigan for more than a decade. Okay. My phone's telling me we're live on Rumble, so we must be live on Rumble. Their father spent time with the boys for Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving holiday during an ongoing divorce and custody battle with their mother, Tanya Zurvis, was supposed to return them to their mother on Black Friday, November 26, 2010. Police said John Skelton's phone could be tracked leaving the Morrissey home and traveling 25 miles southeast into Holiday City, Ohio. Then he returned to Morrissey. The boys haven't been seen since. When he didn't return the boys, and Zuvers couldn't get a clear answer from him about where they were, she became worried. She contacted the police and an Amber Alert was issued. It's been 13 years since that day, and the boys' whereabouts are still unknown. Every so often, we'll get a tip that makes a lot of sense to us, MSP Detective Jeremy Brewer said in 2020. We'll throw everything at it, all of our resources. If anyone recalls anything from 10 years ago, maybe about a blue Dodge Caravan over in the Morrissey or Holiday City areas, that would be helpful. We rely on the public quite a bit to be our eyes and ears on the ground. The father says he gave the Skelton brothers away to protect them. John Skelton said he gave the boys away to an underground group to protect them from their mother. He alleged that Zuvers abused the boys. She denies that allegation. Tanya Zuvers was charged with 4th-degree criminal misconduct in the late 1990s for having sex with a 14-year-old boy. John Skelton said that she was abusing her own sons, but she said that that's not true. Still seems a little fishy. That all has been investigated, Zuver said. My stuff was gone through. My children come first. Always have, always will. My dream job was to be a mom. And it's the greatest job in the world. But to say that I abused my son, that kills me. Local 4 spoke with Brewer in 2020, who said John Skelton was holding back key information in the case. This is not a case of everyone hates John Skelton, said Lieutenant Jeremy Brewer. We just want to find these boys. On September 15th, John Skelton pleaded no contest to 3 counts of unlawful imprisonment. He was sentenced to 10 to 15 years in prison. John Skelton was denied parole in 2020 and in 2022. This summer, he was reviewed for parole, and the board found him to still be a risk to the community. His parole was denied, and he will serve his entire sentence, meaning he will remain in prison until November 29th, 2025. John Skelton is being held at the Bellamy Creek Correctional Facility in Ionia, Michigan. Look at these boys. John Skelton claims to have given the boys to a group. He had mentioned the Amish being in that group, or that group. The Amish live all over Michigan and Ohio, Indiana, and Pennsylvania. While the Amish people don't use electricity or cars, they do stay informed. Local 4 visited an Amish bakery in Camden, Michigan. An Amish woman said that she reads the newspaper every day, and she's aware of current events. When Local 4 spoke to her, she was 20. When Local 4 spoke to her, she was 20 years old and remembered when the Skelton brothers vanished. I just remember it was in every paper that day. She said, yeah, I remember that. She said she wasn't familiar with the claim that John Skelton left the boys with the Amish. But she said if someone brought the children to the Amish, they would have taken them in. I think they would call the police or someone, the Amish woman said. They would. It's not like they would hide them. She said the Amish communities stay in touch with each other, and if the boys turned up, everyone would know. And this is what they would look like today. So if you're in that area, or really any area, this is what they would look like today. If the boys were alive, they'd be 18, 20, and 21 years old now. If anyone with information about the case or the boys' whereabouts is asked to call the Michigan State Police at 517-636-0689 or 1-800-THE-LOST. I'd never heard of this case before. Seems like it might need a deep dive. This was in the Crimeland section, but it seems like this one may need a deep dive. Just like that one we talked about, the last Crimeland, where that woman hit that lady with her car and left him to die in the windshield. Also one that might need a deep dive. Actually, one that is going to get a deep dive in January. I have my board up here of the shows coming up, and I realized this afternoon I have not updated this board. It still has November and December on it. We have one more show left in December, and we're into January, and I have nothing. I have absolutely nothing. So, in my Discord, or email me at katiezed99@gmail.com. That's KATIEZED99 at Gmail. Email stuff that you want covered, and let me know if you are a creator as well and want to get on the show. Let me know, and we can cover a case together. I'm still trying to plan for Frank to come on, and Osiris said that he would come on as well. So I'm going to try to book them for January, possibly. We'll see. It would help if I reached out to them. This is my fault. UNLV shooting suspect dead after 3 killed on campus, Las Vegas police say. 3 people were killed and 1 person wounded in a shooting at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas campus Wednesday afternoon. This article is from December 7th. I haven't done a Crimeland in a while. We were really backed up on Crimeland stories, so cheers. We're going to get through them. Actually, I am going to put my Discord link in the chat if anybody wants to Oh, Hezekiah's emailing me. Sorry, distracted. If anybody wants to join the Discord, you can do that with the link I'm about to send. It is invite only. I don't know how to do, oh, duh. Invite people. Copy. Here's the link. Paste. There's the Discord link. I'm also going to put a invite to the show. If anybody wants to come on and talk about any of these stories, jump in here. I like to have people on just for a couple of minutes, not for the whole show, but if you want to come on in and talk about any of these, you can jump in there. There's the link for the studio. 3 people were killed and 1 person was wounded in a shooting on the University of Nevada, Las Vegas campus Wednesday afternoon, police said. The suspect was killed by officers who rushed to the scene at UNLV. There was no ongoing threat to the community, police said. Later on Wednesday, 2 law enforcement sources told CBS News the gunman, who they described as a white male in his 60s, was a former college professor who had previously taught in Georgia and North Carolina. Sheriff Kevin McMahill of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department said at a Wednesday evening news conference, the police know the identity of the suspect, but would not release his name. There's got to be more up-to-date information than this. That doesn't have anything to do with this article. All right, we're going to move on. I'm sure you guys, this is from the beginning of December. I'm sure you guys have heard of this shooting already. FBI most wanted suspect, possibly hiding in Georgia. Good to know. A high-profile fugitive is wanted on multiple charges. The Federal Bureau of Investigation and may be evading authorities in Georgia, specifically the Atlanta area. I wish I would have seen this when somebody sent it to me. I would have been on the lookout for him. That's where I am, in the Atlanta metro area. The fugitive, Khalid Ahmed Santeri, a 50-year-old laboratory owner, has been on the run since 2019 after being indicted by the United States District Court of the Eastern District of Louisiana on charges related to healthcare fraud, wire fraud, and money laundering. At least it's not like a violent offender, right? Could be worse. Sateri, who also goes by the aliases Kaliko A. Sateri, Rocky Sateri, and DJ Rock Sateri. They always have so many aliases. Made the FBI's most wanted list, and a federal warrant was issued for his arrest in November 2022. Authorities also emphasize that he is in violation of pretrial release conditions, prompting an urgent nationwide manhunt. Investigators reveal that other than Atlanta, Santeri has connections to various locations, including Houston, Delray Beach, Florida, and even Dubai. Officials stated that the charges against Sateri include conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud, wire fraud, healthcare fraud, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and conspiracy to pay and receive illegal healthcare kickbacks and bribes. Additionally, he faces allegations of conspiracy to launder monetary instruments. Okay, these crimes are pretty boring. We're going to go into the next story. If you see that guy, let the FBI know, I guess. If you were very interested in that story, let me know and I'll send you the link. You can read the rest of it. Video shows former Clayton County Sheriff's controversial interrogations. This is another local story. This guy I cannot believe he was in charge. Like this is
Sentencing
insane.
for former Clayton County Sheriff Victor Hill is less than a week away. And this morning, federal prosecutors are recommending he spend nearly 4 years behind bars. This morning, we've been going through new video from inside the Clayton County jail. It appears to show the kind of abuse Hill was convicted of carrying out against detainees.
Am I entitled to a fair and speedy trial?
Roll that chair around me. Roll that chair around me. You stay out of Clayton County. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
You sound like a devil.
The video shows Hill ordering a man down into a restraint chair just minutes after he was arrested. The jail's policy allows the use of restraint chairs, but only when a prisoner is a threat to themselves or others. Some say Hill ordered them to sit in chairs for up to 10 hours. Some even saying they urinated themselves because they were not allowed to use the bathroom. Hill's sentencing is set for Tuesday, March 14th. He faces anywhere from 2 to 15 years for violating the rights of prisoners. Prosecutors, though, are recommending a 46-month sentence. Hill says he's innocent and his attorneys plan to appeal.
So yeah, he not a good guy, and he was in charge. He was the sheriff of Clayton County. Insane. Hello, Moose. I see you there. Good to see you. I'm always happy to see you here. And I think another couple of people snuck in here while I was messing around with the Rumble. Christo, always good to see you as well. Smitty. And Griffey is confirming that, yes, that 4 AUD is Australian money. Thank you. Sometimes I surprise myself. I just know things. I don't know how I know things. I just know things. Remains found at North Hill's home, ID'd as missing man from Guatemala.
All fences and walls blocked the view. There was no one here this afternoon. Investigators say the victim who was found buried here is 35-year-old Carlos de Leon from Guatemala. Friends and family reported to police they hadn't seen him since mid-June. Officials say information they received just in the last 2 weeks led them to this home near Woodley Avenue. A search and rescue team dug a hole in the backyard, and officials had to remove a structure and the concrete foundation.
To the rear of the area near the swimming pool, there were some areas that may have had recent alterations.
At a different location in the San Fernando Valley, police also arrested 48-year-old Russell Robinson. He was taken into custody on suspicion of murder.
All I can reveal at this time is there is a connection between the two, and that we believe that that individual is directly responsible for the homicide that we are now investigating.
And police say the suspect is in custody. Right now is being held with no bail. The property was described.
All right, crazy story there. I adjusted the lighting a little bit. It was a little bright. How does that look? Better, right? I think it looks better. I think it's good that this camera is so good that I don't have to have like a really bright light on, like in my eyes, in order to look okay. All right. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it. Man is what? What did I just read? Man in underwear walks into church service and strangles priest. That is the headline. Let's see what happened.
Webster County, a man is in jail after the sheriff says he walked into a church and assaulted a priest. Deputies say Friday night, Stephen Sargent walked into St. Michael's Catholic Church in Seabury. They say he was in his underwear and yelling as the service was just about to start. Deputies say Sargent was on drugs and members of the church had to
You think he was on drugs? Jeez.
Down after he put his hands around the neck of the priest. As deputies were arresting him, Sargent told them he had a meth lab inside his home that was, quote, about to explode. Deputies and state troopers say they never found any evidence of that. Sargent is now at the Webster County Jail. He's facing several charges like assault and strangulation.
Taking the day of.
Yeah, that's a crazy headline. Thank you to whoever sent me that one. Appreciate that. A road raging degenerate effed around and found out Florida is a stand your ground state. Oh, they did find out. It looks like they got him in the hand. He's very lucky if they just got him in the hand. And he pinballed off that passing car, too. What did you think was going to happen, buddy? And this woman here is like, why did you shoot him? Like, what are you talking about? Why? Like, if somebody walks up to my car window, I'm just going to be honest here. If I'm driving and somebody walks up to my car window, I guess it would be on this side if I'm driving. Yeah, that exact same thing's going to happen. They're going to find out. They're going to find out really quick. And she's all upset about it. Come on. That is from VidMax, so that was probably Horatius that sent me that one. Thank you very much, Horatius. I appreciate it. The next segment, which is this Many Such Cases segment, Horatius is the main contributor to. A 13-year-old boy accused of planning a mass shooting in an Ohio synagogue. Maybe.
Was the latest institution threatened with a mass shooting. A report from court records and the Stark County Sheriff's Office states a 13-year-old was on the Discord platform, did create a detailed plan to complete a mass shooting at the Temple Israel. It is unclear who reported the young teen. The report adds the situation required an immediate investigatory response and notification of public individuals and agencies, including the school system, which caused significant public harm. We reached out to the Anti-Defamation League in Cleveland. In a tweet, they said they were horrified. A young teen planned a mass shooting. They tell 3 News anti-Semitism has been on the rise even before the mass shootings of Israelis in the Middle East. And to be clear, this happened prior to the kidnapping and killings on October 7th in the kibbutz. The Anti-Defamation League of Cleveland said they had 61 instances of anti-Semitism last year. They say that's up 22% from the previous year. In Canton, Lydia Spar.
What are we doing here? A 13-year-old planning a mass shooting? Like the last Crimeland episode that I did, we had 8th graders breaking and entering, home invading at 3 a.m. Like what's happening with the kids today? Am I just old? Or is this new? Is this a new thing? I feel like this is new. At least 9 bodies found in the Gabby Petito case. Do you guys remember the Gabby Petito? One in the chat if you remember Gabby Petito. 2 if you want me to give you a little TLDR about Gabby Petito. Gabby Petito's body was found September 19th. This is from 2021. Yeah, this was like a year ago. Yeah, Society Red followed this case. Yeah, it was all over ever. Like you couldn't swing a dead cat without hitting something about the Gabby Petito case when it was going on. Police have found at least 9 more bodies linked to previous cases. The last body discovered was that of 22-year-old Emily Filazzo, whose story is similar to Petito's. She disappeared on Monday after her husband, Joseph Filazzo, returned to his parents' house, claiming he hadn't seen her since Saturday. The couple lived in a renovated van, and Joseph allegedly confessed to shooting and dismembering Emily's body. This is so similar to the Gabby Petito case. That's crazy. According to The Sun, one of the bodies found is that of Josue Calderon, 33, who was stabbed in Yadkin Valley Overlook in South Carolina. Another was Robert Lowry, age 46. The remains of Lauren Cho, age 30, also found in Yucca Valley, and Sarah Bayard, 55, was found on a highway in El Paso County. this does not give a lot of information. I'm wondering how this is connected, like why. I want more information. So there's 9 people found, but how are they, like, were they looking for Gabby and that's when they found them? I'm not sure. They're not giving us a lot of information. Lawton boy hospitalized in OKC with gunshot to his head.
I absolutely knew something was wrong, and she was like, Zach got shot.
A barrage of gunfire is unleashed into a family's car, striking an 8-year-old boy in the head. It happened Sunday night in Lawton.
Our News 9 Sylvia Corkill is live from OU Children's with what police are calling a random shooting. Sylvia?
Amanda, Carl, Zachariah Bannister is hospitalized here in stable but critical condition. His aunt tells me he was accompanying his family on their DoorDash deliveries when their night took a tragic turn. Just 3 days after Zachariah Bannister celebrated his 8th birthday.
He's on a ventilator. He's got a feeding tube.
His aunt prays it won't be his last.
And here he is, basically, you know.
That's his aunt. I wouldn't have guessed that by looking at her.
Sedated to where he's, you know, practically in a coma.
Elias Canez got the call last night.
I got called by his mom. She was just, you know, hysterical.
Elias says her sister-in-law, a driver for DoorDash, was in the car with her 2 children and mother-in-law.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Not everybody just has somebody to lean on that, you know, that they're able to take their kids to a babysitter.
Making their rounds through a Southwest Lawton neighborhood, Elias says her family was making one of their occasional stops so that Zach and his brother could enjoy the Christmas lights.
Oops, sorry.
Backing up just to
What's
show her
happening?
kids some Christmas lights, just to make them smile, make them happy.
But when she did,
She looked back, seen this laser, and she just tried to peel off.
chaos followed.
Next thing you know, the car's getting shot. They said about 15 to
Why is
30
it doing
rounds
that?
were shut off.
Zach's brother telling their mother.
That Bubby's bleeding from somewhere.
As police responded, Zach's 10-year-old brother tried to comfort him.
You're gonna be okay. I'm right here. Stay with me. Stay awake.
He's now hospitalized and showing progress.
When they like wake him up, he can do thumbs up. You know, he can wiggle his toes.
Police have arrested Julian Phillips, a man police say is unknown to the victims. Now, Zach's family says the next several days are crucial as doctors will be monitoring his brain swelling. If you would like to help with his medical costs, you can visit the link in our story. Live from OU Med, Sylvia Corkill, Oklahoma Zone, News 9.
All right, let me pull up. I said that I was going to cover, you know, what is happening? I said that I was going to cover the Gypsy Rose stuff. So let me pull those up. Okay. So did you guys know who Gypsy Rose Blanchard is? If you don't, I'm going to go into it a little bit. So there was, I want to say it was a Hulu, like, limited series about her, which I highly recommend. It was very good. But Gypsy Rose was a victim of Munchausen by proxy. She, from a very young age, her mother was abusive to her. Her mom made her sick, made her stay in a wheelchair, so her legs did not work anymore, would take her to doctor after doctor, held big fundraisers, and, you know, got all of this community support. And it was a horrible, horrible case. So one night, so Gypsy's finally old enough to realize that, hey, I'm not actually sick. I can walk. Like, and at night when her mom was asleep, she would get up out of her wheelchair and actually walk. She was fine. Her mom would shave her head, like so that it looked like she had cancer. Like I said, was collecting all this money from the church and community support and all of this other stuff, and just would feed her through a feeding tube, even though she did not require it. Like, she's a perfectly healthy kid. Her mom kept her sick from the time she was a baby till the time that this incident took place. So She goes online, Gypsy does, after her mom's asleep at night, and she meets this boy. And this boy is now her boyfriend. Now, both of these individuals, Gypsy Rose and the boyfriend, are very low IQ, like 80, like around 80 IQ. And they come up with this plan that they are going to kill the mom. And they do. The boy comes down. He was like either in Michigan or Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin. This is all from my memory. So the boyfriend comes down from the Midwest to where they are, and I think it was like Missouri or something like that. I really should have looked into this before I started talking, but the boyfriend comes down and rescues Gypsy because she's being abused by the mom. They kill the mom and they flee back to his parents' house in Wisconsin. They end up getting caught, and Gypsy goes to jail. So I'm going to read the article. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, young woman convicted in mom's murder, is seen for the first time since release from prison. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the Missouri woman who was convicted, who convinced her boyfriend to kill her mother after suffering years of medical abuse, was released from prison on Thursday. Blanchard, now 32, was seen in a casual blue and white long sleeve top, jeans with her husband, Ryan Anderson, just hours after she sprung from serving a 10-year sentence on second-degree murder, the second-degree murder conviction in connection with the 2015 stabbing death of her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard. Personally, I don't think she this is just my opinion. I don't think she should have served a day, not a day. And maybe a day, maybe a couple of days, but I don't think she should have served, 10 years. I really don't. Gypsy's harrowing childhood inspired the HBO documentary Mommy, Dead, and Dearest, and the Hulu scripted series The Act. That's the one that I saw, The Act. If you have Hulu, watch The Act. I mean, if you like this true crime stuff, definitely watch that. It's freaking insane. The whole story is just crazy. She was forced by her mother to pretend she was suffering from leukemia, muscular dystrophy, and a host of other ailments. She was granted parole in September, clearing the way for her early release 3 years ahead of schedule. And there she is. Karen Poeman, a spokesperson for the Missouri Department of Corrections, confirmed Gypsy's release overnight in a statement to the Post. I can confirm that Gypsy Blanchard was released from the Chillicothe Correctional Facility on parole supervision at 3:30 a.m. today. Poeman said the conditions of her parole are not public record. Poeman has not ruled out the possibility that Gypsy might be able to travel out of the state while on parole. On Sunday, just days after regaining her freedom, Gypsy and her husband, Ryan Anderson, are expected to attend a Kansas City Chiefs game. This is her from jail. This is her and her mom. So let me put this picture up here. You can see how sick she looks. She's got the shaved head. She's got the scarf on her head. She's getting a free flight somewhere because her mom is just like milking the fact that her kid is sick. Her kid is not sick at all. Gypsy's former boyfriend, Nicholas Godejohn, is serving a life sentence for stabbing Dee Blanchard to death in 2015. I don't think he should have life in prison either. I mean, it might be a controversial opinion, but he thought he was saving Gypsy's life. He really did. Get these milk bones ready. Thank you, Erica. I appreciate it. After we're done with Gypsy, I'll give the Ava's here too. So we'll give them. milk bones in a second. Godejohn told police he killed Dee Dee at Gypsy's request with a knife provided by her. He was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison plus 25 years. Gypsy pled guilty in 2016 to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 10 years. Her testimony at Godejohn's trial, Gypsy admitted to talking him into killing her mother, saying, "I wanted to be free of her hold on me." Gypsy's account of her life, titled "Released: Conversations on the Eve of Freedom," is set for publication next month.
Blanchard, who tonight is a... Welcome back. If true crime is your genre, you've likely heard of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who tonight is a free woman. Convicted 7 years ago of killing her mother, but released from prison following reports that she suffered years of abuse. Here's NBC's Jesse Kirsch.
Tonight, we're seeing some of the first images of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, finally freed from a Missouri correctional center today after spending the better part of a decade behind bars for her role in a high-profile plot to kill her allegedly abusive mother back in 2015. She conspired with her then-boyfriend, who's serving life in prison for the fatal stabbing of Gypsy's mother, Dee Dee. Gypsy alleges her mother forced her for years to pretend she was critically ill, even using a wheelchair and having as many as 30 surgeries.
Jeez.
How is this going to stay with her for the rest of her life?
We've been running support groups for adult survivors like Gypsy. She'll have PTSD. She might engage in somatizing behaviors, which is where you focus on physical small things, but you exaggerate them or you worry about them excessively, or you turn psychological pain into physical symptoms.
Gypsy's case captivated the nation, inspiring an Emmy-winning dramatized series.
Real world, not until now. It's almost like we're in a Disney movie.
And yesterday, she was the #1 search on Google. Before her release, Blanchard telling People magazine, "I want to make sure that people in abusive relationships do not resort to murder." Now the 32-year-old Blanchard moving forward with the world watching. Jesse Kirsch, NBC News.
Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate that. Okay. So we have a donation from Erica. Erica, thank you very much. Let's get these doggos over here. I think they'll be very happy. And we'll go into the advertisement too. Ava, come here. Come on. Thank you, Erica. So, anybody who's new here, if you donate while we're on air, even if we're off air, we'll do it first thing when we get back on air. Either on the Rumble Rants, on the Super Chats, on the Buy Me a Coffee. Let's put that up there. The doggos get a milk bone on air, and they're very happy about it. We have Zena, my co-host, who's laying down there, and then we have Ava, the terrorist, who is still a puppy, even though she's just turned a year old. So let's give them some milk bones. Like cords everywhere. Okay. Okay, yeah, sit up. Sit up. Do high five. Thank you. There's one for you. Do a high five. Sure. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Miss Erica. They're so happy. They love Miss Erica. They love it. So this show is brought to you by nobody but me. If you want to support the show, you can do so by doing a super chat right there on YouTube. You can do a Rumble rant over there on Rumble. Speaking of, follow me on Rumble, please. If I ever disappear from YouTube, I will be found on Rumble. Also, this episode that you're watching right now will not stay on YouTube. It only will stay on Rumble. It will also stay on Odyssey, but nobody uses Odyssey anymore. But I still upload it there just because I can. I don't know what's happening with Odyssey, but definitely will be on Rumble and Odyssey forever. You can check it out there. It is Katie Z. It is rumble.com/user. I'm going to put it in the chat. Paste. Send. Okay. If you decide to become a member of the YouTube channel or at Subscribestar, which all of these links are in the description down below, or they're also in the channel description there too. If you become a member, we have a game night once a month. You are invited to the game night. You can play all the games with us. We are playing the Dumb Criminal game again this month because we had so much fun last month. So we're going to do that again. If you would like to buy any of the merchandise, including this shirt that I have on right now. This is a Stephen Ingrama shirt, but his merchandise is there too. You can go to katiez.com. That's katiez.com, and you can get all of the merchandise for my show and for Stephen's show because his merchandise lives on my website. And because his merchandise is new to my website, the discount code this month is IGGY5. That's IGGY, the number 5. You get 5% off of everything. That pretty much pays for the shipping. But we have the Overruled merchandise, the Crimeland merchandise, as well as Stephen's merchandise as well. You can get a sad panda right there. Pretty cute. Pretty cute. I don't have any stuffed animals for my show. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should design a stuffed animal for my show. I did make a notebook though, so if you want to take notes while we're going over cases, we have this Overruled True Crime with Katie Z notebook for the low price of $14.80. Not bad. Not bad. You could take notes. And we all know you're not here to see me. You are here to see my co-host, Zena. There she is. So if your doggo likes to watch True Crime with you, you can get them a True Crime with Zena pet bandana. It goes right there on the collar. It says True Crime with Zena featuring Katie Z, because I am here too, even though I know you're not here to see me. There are hats, there are t-shirts, there are sweatshirts, there's even a wine glass. Get yourself a nice glass of Chardonnay or whatever it is you drink. Curl up under a warm blanket, snuggle with your doggo, and listen to True Crime. Listen to me tell you all about the true crime stuff. There's, like I said, t-shirts. They're all different colors. I kind of like the Overruled t-shirt and the dark. Which one is it? Is it this one? No, it's the dark gray. That's not it. Do I not have it in dark gray? I know I have it in, oh, there it is. Yeah, this dark gray color. I love the color of that one for sure. And my favorite over the Crimeland is the black with the red and yellow Crimeland. There's hoodies. There's zip-up hoodies. There's pullover hoodies. T-shirts. Even a Christmas ornament, even though Christmas is over. Let me know if you purchase anything in the chat, and I will give the dogs a dog biscuit, a milk bone. And I appreciate it. End of advertisement. Did I tell you guys about the game night? Become a member on youtube.com. Like, there's a little thing at the bottom that lets you become a member. If you become a member at any level, you are invited to the game night. It's members only. You want to be there. It's so much fun. You could the last game night is on my channel. You can go back and watch how much fun we had. It was amazing. All right, moving on. This segment is called Many Such Cases. There are many such cases. Many such cases. Bike thieves gets taught a painful lesson. Do we not have sound? There's no sound on this video. Oof. Ooh. Oh. Ouch. Ooh. Holy cow. Did you guys see that? Oh, don't steal bikes, guys. This could happen to you. No. I can't watch any more of this. I think Horatio sent this to me. I can't. It hurts just looking at it, doesn't it? It looks like the seat has a bar, like when you sit on it, the bar pokes out. Yeah, the bar is poking out. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's gonna feel that the next day, guys. He's gonna feel, oh. He's gonna feel that the next day. Holy cow. Many such cases.
The Chicago police officer
charged with falsely claiming she was robbed of $5,000. Falsely. We cover good cops and bad cops over here. This is a bad one. This is a bad cop. Go figure, it's from Chicago.
who is supposed to uphold the law is charged with breaking it.
CBS 2's Suzanne Lemieux joins us now from the Layton Criminal Court building where that officer appeared just a short time ago. Suzanne.
Jim Marie, she is charged with felony disorderly conduct and false report of an offense. Now, she said that she was robbed at gunpoint while she was off duty. Prosecutors say that did not happen.
Prosecutors say on September 23rd, Chicago police officer Zondranica Williams called 911. She told the operator her name and that she was an officer.
Did you see that mugshot? She looks like a criminal.
That she was an officer. She told the operator her name, officer.
Look at that face. That is a criminal face right there. That is a mugshot right there. That she should not have ever been a police officer for many reasons.
Zondranica Williams called 911. She told the operator her name and that she was an officer. She said she had been robbed of $5,000 in cash while in the alley by her garage on the 8000 block of South Wabash. Police arrived. She told them her surveillance cameras weren't working. Prosecutors say Williams described the robbery in detail several times, including giving police a description of the suspect. She told officers on the scene the suspect held her at gunpoint and said, "Give me everything you got." Police got surveillance video from a neighbor. It showed the 37-year-old taking a duffel bag out of her car, then walking in and out of camera view. No one else ever appeared on screen. In their surveillance video, she was also...
Colonel Angus, don't go anywhere. Stay here for... Actually, stay here for another minute while we finish this video. Just stay here. I got something. Just hang out for a minute.
Also wearing a different shirt than the one officers saw her in when they arrived at her home to take the report. 7 days after Williams made the report, police said her claims were not true. She turned herself in to police this Tuesday. She had been with the department for 8 years and worked at the 1st District as a patrol officer. In a statement, Chicago police said she was relieved of police powers on November 28th, 2023.
Okay, Colonel Angus, I hope you're still here. Yes, you're still here. Okay, Colonel Angus bought our dogs a very nice gift that I'm going to give them right now. I was waiting for you to show up. So my doggos love to have deer antlers and these ram horns. So Colonel Angus specifically said that he wanted me to get something really nice. They're very expensive, so I don't get them for them that often. They don't, I mean, they like the bones. I don't like them to have the actual real bones because they're very messy, but these they love and I like them to have them. So I got them these. And I'm going to give them, this is from Colonel Angus. Also, you're getting entered into the drawing, obviously. But these are, what does it say? Hold on. They are not ram horns. There's something else. They're water buffalo horns. They're real water buffalo horns. And these are from Colonel Angus. Ooh. And I got the 2 because I got 2 of them. Look, those have some weight to them. So this is from your friend and mine, Colonel Angus. And get in your spot, Ava. Get in your spot. Get in your spot. There you go. They're very excited. This is from Colonel Angus. There you go. There you go. This one's for you. It's a little plots. Plots. Sit. Plots. There you go. They are very happy puppies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you guys would like to send anything to the dogs, there is a mailing address, like a physical mailing address in my channel description. So feel free, let me know, email me and let me know you sent something, because I don't always check the mail for that address often, but there is a mailing address if you want to send anything to myself, Mr. Zed, to Karen number 2, or to the doggos. You can definitely do that as well. That's it. I'm glad you stuck around, Colonel Angus. I appreciate it. I wanted you look at Ava. She's snuggling with the bone or the horn that I just gave her. Okay, Mr. Zed is correct. I have never checked the P.O. box. He checks the P.O. box. But let us know. Let him know. Let me know, and we can check it. Like I said, you can send stuff to myself. You can send stuff to Mr. Zed, the dogs, my co-host for Friday Night Crime, Karen number 2. You can send stuff for her there. If you want to send stuff to Steven, I can get that to him as well. He will be here in March. I'm probably going to see him before that. We'll see. All right, back to the show. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Don't forget, if you want them to have a milk bone, or if you want to be in the drawing, you can donate, do a Rumble rant, do a super chat. We have the milk bones right here. They will give up their horn, whatever it is, ram horn, for a minute to eat a milk bone for sure. And I appreciate all of it. Next story. Okay, that was that one. 3 spectators hurt after alleged drunk driver crashes into them along Bakersfield Christmas parade. Yikes. The last time we had a parade thing like this, it was a whole to-do. Remember that? I remember that trial.
Drivers begin with a news update on that crash that stunned everyone in downtown Bakersfield last night. A driver is accused of running over 3 parade goers.
And it happened right in front of police as well as dozens of others. This morning we are learning the victims who were hit, although they were seriously hurt, are currently stable at a hospital. That is according to the latest update from BPD. All of this happening around 5:30 last night, a half hour before the parade was set to kick off. Investigators say the driver was originally parked in an alley behind the Fox Theater. He then went in reverse at a high rate of speed and hit 3 men, ages 21 to 77. The driver also hit a food truck before coming to a stop near the fire station.
And here's video of the arrest. We cut the sound because an angry crowd was hurling foul language at the accused driver as officers dragged him away into custody. Investigators say he was drunk, and some witnesses say they could smell a strong stench of alcohol coming from his breath. Many thought the parade might be canceled, but ultimately it was delayed and rerouted. Amid the confusion, though, some of the floats decided to pull out of the parade. We'll speak to Bakersfield Police Chief Greg Terry coming up in about 30 minutes. But first, here's 17's Rob Hagan.
Lights, sirens, and fear, all before the start of the 41st annual Bakersfield Christmas Parade.
I thought the parade was starting, and then I
heard people screaming.
I looked up and I saw reverse lights coming right towards me, and it was coming quick.
You never heard the gas let up.
Here's video of the arrest of the suspect, a 72-year-old man. Police say he was drunk when he ran over 3 parade spectators, a 21-year-old man, a 42-year-old man, and a 77-year-old man.
They were thrown into the street. There were 3 that were injured critically, 2 critical, 1 moderate, and we hear they're doing pretty well at this point.
There are other victims too. Misty Cole operates a food truck, but now her livelihood's been destroyed along with her truck.
I could smell the alcohol when I went over there. I could smell the alcohol coming off of him.
Vince Carlone was with his daughter, ready to make memories. He said he got first row seats, the best seats in the house. Now it's a parade they'll never forget.
1 second we're all smiling, the next second is panic, is chaos.
Carlone said he ran to the belligerent man's truck to put it into park, but the damage was already done.
It seemed like whatever he did tonight, he did it on purpose, and like I said, it's an unbelievable night. Unbelievable.
Police say the suspect's pickup was parked in the alley west of H Street between 21st Street and 20th Street. They say the 72-year-old driver backed up northbound through the alley at a high rate of speed, striking the 3 parade goers. The suspect and the 3 victims have not been identified. Now 1 food truck owner is left picking up the pieces.
Our only income is doing events, and there's only so many events for the rest of the year, but again, if he didn't hit my truck, he would have hit little kids, and I would put my truck in front of there every time.
Rob Higgins, 17 News.
Thanks, Rob Higgins. Appreciate that. That's scary. That poor, like all of these people who witness this are also scarred for life, right? Oh, this story. I'm like, first of all, let's just soak in how cute my dogs are, because this next story, like, you're going to need this little bit of cuteness before we cover the next story. So there's Xena and Ava going hog on those ram horns or water buffalo horns, whatever they were. They love them, by the way, as you can see. Thank you, Colonel Angus. I appreciate it. Woman caught on camera throwing a dog off the top of a parking garage in grueling security footage. I did her a favor, she said. This is horrible. We'll go back to the picture, to the video of after we watch this. We'll go back to Xena and Ava. This is just horrible. So she goes over, she changes her mind, goes back to her car, changes her mind again. Yeah, that just happened. That just happened. I'm so angry. When I saw this, I was so angry. This reminds me of that video we watched on the show where that man threw the dog into that fence in the desert. The moment a pet owner threw her dog off the top of a Westfield, Australia multi-story garage has been revealed in shocking CCTV. The woman seen wandering back and forth from her partner's car to the edge of the car park before launching her terrified Maltese Shih Tzu Princess off the side. Princess was later put down after suffering horrific injuries, with a passerby assuming she had been hit by a car. Her owner, a 26-year-old woman, later admitted to the crime on Facebook, and she has since been jailed for 12 months. Do you think 12 months is long? Let me know in the chat. For what the video that you just watched, do you think 12 months is long enough in jail? Do you think that that's a sufficient amount of time? Keep in mind, she probably won't serve the whole 12 months. Most people, I don't know how it is. I know we have at least one Australian person here. when you get sentenced in Australia for 12 months, do you actually serve 12 months, or is it less than that? Because here in the United States, if you get sentenced to 12 months, you usually serve about half of that if you're not a complete jerk in the jail. I'm a little worked up with this one. The distressing incident, which occurred in April of last year, was captured on CCTV at Westfield Whitford City Shopping Center north of Perth. The woman has also been banned from owning an animal for 10 years. Should be for life. Should be not. She's getting 12 months in jail and can't own a dog for 10 years. She should never, ever be able to adopt or purchase another animal, dog, cat, bird, lizard, I don't care. She should not be able to own another animal forever. No barnyard creatures, no chickens, no nothing. The tiny dog was found by a stranger after being thrown off the building. Her 23-year-old partner for Madeley, who was present during the incident, was fined $2,500 and banned from owning animals for 3 years for failing to seek vet care for Princess. CCTV footage showed the woman appeared to argue with her partner, repeatedly dangling her 10-year-old Princess off the side of the garage. Keep in mind, 10 years for a small dog like that is like half of their life. It's not like when you have like a Great Dane and they're 10 years old, they're close to the end of their life. The bigger the dog is, the less time that they live. So a small dog like this Maltese Shih Tzu has at least 15 years, if not 20. So this is not an old, decrepit dog. I'm so angry right now. The CCTV footage shows the woman appeared to argue with her partner, repeatedly dangling her 10-year-old Princess off the side of the garage and allowing her to walk along the roof's edge for around 8 minutes. The footage shows her eventually throwing Princess over the roof edge. The tiny dog fell 9 meters, which 1 meter is 3 feet. So I can't math. After being thrown and was found by a member of the public. Look at how cute this dog is. Look at how stinking cute this little white dog is. The 26-year-old woman confessed she abused her dog before the death. Here's a Facebook post. I can't live with the guilt. I threw my dog off the top story of a shopping center car park and watched her fall to her death, but she survived and needed to be put down due to how badly I injured her and all the damage I caused. Redacted. I killed my dog. I need the truth out in the open. It's tearing me apart. I can't live with the lies anymore. I did her a favor because all I did was hurt her and abuse her. Princess was rushed to a nearby vet and was found to be unstable and was found to be in a state of shock with severe injuries, including possible internal hemorrhaging, brain injury, and spinal and pelvic trauma. The vet checked Princess's microchip and contacted the woman who was listed as the owner. The woman attended the vet with her partner to discuss the extent of the dog's injuries and the cost of treatment, and ultimately deciding on euthanasia. In sentencing, Magistrate Mark Millington said the woman had left Princess for dead in what he described as a planned and deliberate intentional act. She displayed a lack of remorse and consistently attempted to shift blame and make excuses for her behavior. The woman even confessed to the cruel act on Facebook, saying she couldn't live with the guilt, but later deleted the post and told police that her account had been hacked. Yeah, what about the video camera footage, lady? What about that? 12 months. 12 months. Can you believe that? 12. The RSPCA WA inspector manager, Kylie Green, described the incident as the most distressing she had ever seen in her 11 years on the job, labeling it a callous and extremely confronting display of animal cruelty. Dogs can be so trusting. They rely on their owners to keep them safe. I can't think of a more disgusting betrayal of that trust. Me too, Kylie Green. Today's outcome delivers some justice for the pain and terror poor Princess endured in her final hours. I hope it also sends a clear message to the community that intentional cruelty towards animals is extremely serious and won't be tolerated. Can you believe that story? Can you believe that? I was shocked. Let's get Zena back on the screen because, hey, Zena, say hi to your fans. Can we get a little tail wag? I can't believe somebody would do that to their dog. Like, if you can't help yourself but to abuse your dog, put it up for adoption. Find it a new home. What are you doing? Throwing it off a roof for its own good? Give me a break, lady. Give me a break. I really hope that the people in the prison with her know what she did. I really hope they do. People don't like it when you abuse animals or children. They don't like it. Justice for Princess. Like, forget like all these people coming in here, justice for whoever, some random guy in Alabama. No, justice for stinking Princess. How about that? Justice for Princess. Whew. I'm worked up. I'm worked up. All right, we have to move on from Princess.
An honoree guilty.
Teen found guilty in case of fatal dismemberment of Linda Frickley in New Orleans.
And it's the verdict in the trial of a man accused of murdering Linda Frickley.
For the carjacking and killing, the jury found John Honoré guilty. WGNO's Jordan Lippincott has reaction right now from the courthouse. Jordan.
Susie Kurt, the trial started at 9 a.m. and deliberation began around 4:30. It took the jury about 3.5 hours to return the unanimous verdict. The second-degree murder trial of the last teenager charged in the fatal carjacking of Linda Frickley lasted only 1 day, following emotional testimony from neighbors who witnessed the crime and the defense calling on the defendant's mother to testify in his favor. The jury found 18-year-old John Honoré guilty of second-degree murder. Frickley's family say they were relieved to hear the verdict.
And I hope that where he's going, he feels every emotion that Linda felt. I hope he feels the fear that she had in her heart that day. I hope he feels the pain.
Honoré was convicted for stealing Frickley's vehicle and driving off while her arm was stuck in her seatbelt, dragging her to her death. And that was caught on video.
Defense tried a lot of things, asking for 3 years to test DNA on a case we could all see in living color and in high definition. And I thank God for Matt Durbis, my chief, my homicide unit, who stayed the course and made sure that we got a trial date this year.
The defense argued Honoré committed the crime while juvenile crime was surging. However, prosecutors say a crime such as this doesn't deserve juvenile punishment.
It's important that there are consequences, and hopefully that this message gets out to everybody, not just juveniles, to adults, that if you commit violent crimes in this city, there will be consequences in that building. There will be punishment waiting for you in this building.
Since Frickley's death, her family has been mostly somber, but say they are now ready to heal.
She'd be so proud of all of us for standing up and supporting her all the way. So I just think she would be ecstatic. That's why I said she is in heaven right now with several family members, and they are having that party there.
A second-degree murder conviction carries a life sentence, but because of Honore's age when he committed the crime, he will be eligible for parole after serving 25 years. Sentencing is scheduled for January 12th. Susie, Kurt.
All right, Jordan, thanks for that from the court.
Thanks, Jordan. Yeah, there's consequences to actions. Let me see. There was one story that I wanted to make sure I cover. It was out of Oklahoma. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Fulton County. Is it not in the many such cases? Maybe it's not. There was one that I definitely wanted to get to. I'll find it for this next one, please. North Miami neighbor fights ends with father and 2 sons shot to death. Man arrested. I'm still very mad at that dog story. I'm still very angry at the dog story.
Surveillance showing several shots fired in a North Miami neighborhood.
Oops. Sorry.
That shooting left 3 people dead. We first brought you the story last night.
And tonight we're learning more about the victims and the suspect who appeared in court this afternoon. NBC6's Kim Nguyen has been following the story and has the latest developments.
We've been out here since last night, right after the shooting happened. Police say that this was started as an argument between neighbors. The 3 victims are a father and his 2 sons. Police identified the victims as Hector Rivera, who initially got into the fight with his neighbor. The other 2 victims are Hector's sons, Frank and Jeremy Rivera. Their pictures were included in this GoFundMe page started by family.
What is happening? I have too many things open. That's what's happening.
Police say the shooter was 33-year-old Pierce Hompler, who
Close
allegedly
this. That should help.
shot and killed the 3 men outside of a North Miami apartment complex Monday afternoon, just after 4:15. Police say Hector Rivera and Hompler, who are neighbors, got into an argument which then turned into a fight where the suspect allegedly pinned Rivera to the ground. Investigators say Hector's sons, Frank and Jeremy, ran out to help their father. That's when police say Hompler pulled out a semi-automatic gun and shot all 3 men. Hompler appeared in bond court this afternoon.
You were arrested for 3 counts of second-degree murder. He was on top of victim 1, and then the victim's sons came over, and then he pulled out a gun and shot him. So that's the allegation. So there's probable cause.
Now the suspect is being held with no bond. Police say that none of the 3 victims had weapons on them at the time. In North Miami, Kim Nguyen, NBC6 News.
All right, this next story I want to get to, not this one, this one. Oklahoma man declared innocent after 5 decades in prison. There's a reason I want to get to this story. In the channel description of my channel, it says digging through the propaganda of the media and unearthing the truth. I did a little digging on this one, guys. I did a little digging, and we might do a full-length episode on this case because it's a little ridiculous. Have any of you heard of this before, this case? It just happened. This guy was in prison for like 50 years, and they just decided to let him out even though he's a murderer. Have you heard of this? It happens all the time. There's other cases, the Kevin Cooper case. They were trying to get that guy out of prison. Totally guilty, by the way. Go back and watch that episode if you don't believe me. I have all of the evidence. I have all of the, I brought the documents, all of the documents. Kevin, so that was Kevin Cooper. There was another Kevin, I forget his name, also guilty of sin. and Kim Kardashian trying to get him out of freaking prison. This is another one. But this guy, Julius Jones, that's another one, also out of Oklahoma, that they took off of death row. Totally guilty. I don't know what's up with this, but this is happening a lot lately. Oklahoma man declared innocent after 5 decades in prison. December 21st, the longest known wrongful imprisonment case in modern U.S. history. An Oklahoma man was declared innocent this week after, by the way, wasn't declared innocent. They said he wasn't declared innocent. They use these word games, you know. Here, I'll put the music on so you can't hear the chewing. Sorry. Your mama wants me to take the bones away from my dogs. Can you believe that? If it's bothering more people, just let me know. I'll take them away for now. Give them back to them later. Declared innocent for a crime the court says he did not commit. That's not what the court said, according to a University of Michigan registry of such cases. Yeah, many such cases. Glenn Simmons, 71, served 48 years and 1 month and 18 days for the murder of a store clerk during the armed robbery of an Oklahoma City liquor store in 1974. According to the university's National Registry of Exonerations, also he wasn't exonerated, which tracks inmates cleared of sentences served for 25 years or more. Freedom agrees with me, Simmons said at a press conference. All right. Yeah, now it's bothering me. Give me a second. All right, give it. That's enough for now. Give it. Give it. Zena, let me have it. Zena. Thank you. Ouse. Would like you to see their sad faces. Where's my mouse? Look at how sad they are now, Mom. If you want to get them a milk bone, you know what to do. All right. Simmons was wrongfully convicted on the basis of a single witness who lied on the stand on behalf of the prosecution when she said she had picked him out of a lineup of possible suspects when she had actually identified others. Lawyers for Simmons contend. Keep in mind, everything you're hearing here is one-sided. I'll tell you the other side in a second. They don't tell you the other side. I had to dig deep for the other side. Years later, other witnesses were found who said Simmons had been at a pool hall in a nearby city when the robbery took place, the lawyers said, according to a report by the registry. Based on that, Simmons was declared innocent by Judge Amy Palumbo of Oklahoma City County District Court. His lawyers, Joseph Norwood and John Coyle, are now considering litigation against the state to compensate Simmons for his time in prison. Of course, he wants a payoff. This guy's a murderer. He shot he shot 2 women in the head. One of them survived. He had 50 years stolen from him, allegedly, in my opinion. He had 50 years stolen from him in the prime of his life, Norwood said at a briefing. Neither Norwood nor Coyle were immediately available on Thursday to elaborate. In 1975, the then 22-year-old Simmons received the death penalty in the case, but the sentence was modified in 1977 to life in prison after Oklahoma Supreme Court ruled that all death penalty cases should be commuted to life without parole. Palumbo vacated the conviction in July and freed Simmons, ordering a new trial. If he's declared innocent, why the new trial? I wonder why. That's the sentence that got me into looking into this, because I'm like, why would there need to be a new trial if he was declared innocent? That doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, I looked into it. He wasn't. That's not what happened. When you know you're innocent, stick with it and don't ever stop, Simmons said. Don't let nobody tell you it can't happen, because it really can. All right, a little background on this case. Like they said that the only thing was this eyewitness who lied on the stand. The eyewitness did not lie on the stand. The eyewitness, who was shot in the head by this man, by the way, picked him out of a lineup and identified him on the stand and testified against him. Also, the clothing that was described, including a very unique hat that he was wearing at the time of this, was found in his possession. It was his. It was him. He did it. She described the clothing. She described the hat. She described his very unique facial features and facial hair and goatee and all of that. This is the guy that did it. The reason he was let out of prison just now is because the DA in Oklahoma County, which is where this, it was, I think, Edmond, I forget the name of the town. It's a suburb of Oklahoma City. This woman, first of all, she was a prosecutor to start with. Then her son murders somebody. This woman's son murders somebody. And all of a sudden, she goes from being a prosecutor to the head of the Innocence Project in Oklahoma. So the DA in Oklahoma City right now, her job right before this was as the head of the Innocence Project in Oklahoma, which, by the way, those people are notorious for getting actual murderers out of prison. So this woman says, oh, there was a Brady violation. There was some document that wasn't turned over to the defense. Did she tell us what document it was? Did she turn it over? No. There's no evidence of this at all. She's saying that there's some police report, some document that wasn't turned over to the defense. Now, she's the prosecutor. She's the DA at this time. What are you doing, lady? Her son was in Iraq. This is all from my brain. I don't have any notes on this. I'm just talking right now. So let me know if I'm not making sense. Okay, so this woman who's the DA in Oklahoma City, her son is in Iraq. His MRAP gets exploded, gets blown up by some roadside bomb. And 2 of his guys die. There's some sort of investigation in Iraq, and there's some sort of intelligence that comes in that says that we think we know the guy or the guys who blew up your MRAP and killed 2 of your guys. So him and his guys go and pick up this presumed terrorist guy. They bring him in, they hand him over to the intelligence people that are on the base that he's at. And they give him over. He's there for a week or whatever it is, being questioned, probably being tortured. I'm not sure what they did over there. I wasn't there. Allegedly, I don't know. So they hand him over to the intelligence people. They question him. The intelligence people let her son know, like, hey, we don't think this is the guy. There's no evidence that says this is the guy. I think we got the wrong guy. We need you and your team to take this guy and just take him back to town and drop him off. He's not the guy. Her son, instead of taking this guy back to town and dropping him off, now keep in mind, he's in custody. He's handcuffed. in custody until he's going to be released back into the town. Instead of taking her son back to the town, they take him out to the middle of the desert. And guess what they do to him? They cut his clothes off of him. They cut the handcuffs were like the plastic, like zip tie handcuffs. They cut those off of him. They cut his clothes off of him. So now he's naked in the middle of the desert, not handcuffed anymore. And they're questioning him. And her son says, "You're going to tell us, you're going to tell us, you're going to tell us." And the alleged terrorist guy says, "Yes, I'll talk to you." And what does her son do? He says, "No, you're not going to talk. I'm going to kill you," and shoots him in the head. That's what happened. According to all of the witnesses, including some of his own people and including the interpreter that they had hired. The interpreter, the Iraqi interpreter, said that guy was about to like, he was cooperating. He was going to talk to them. And her son just went off and shot him in the head. That's the background of this lady who's getting this guy out of prison with some evidence that she's not releasing, right? So her son is arrested for murder. Like he cold-bloodedly murdered this guy in Iraq. I understand it's a war zone. Like I said, I wasn't there. I was not in the military. I don't know what happens over there. But I do know if you have a prisoner and you unhandcuff him and you take him out to the desert and rip his clothes off of him and then shoot him in the head when he's cooperating, that's not cool. I don't think that's cool. So her son gets sentenced to 25 years in prison. He's in Leavenworth, I think, prison. And Trump, frickin' Trump. As Trump's leaving office, he decides to pardon him. Trump pardons this guy. There's literally people who went, walked around the Capitol while it was closed, still rotting in a DC jail right now, right? Yet Trump's going to get this guy and just pardon him. What the heck? What the heck? What is happening? So that's why this woman should not be the DA in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma City County, whatever it is, the county that Oklahoma City is in. She's got issues. She wants to get guilty people out of prison, and it all has to do with her son being a murderer, allegedly, in my opinion. I'm thinking I'm going to do a deep dive on this case. There's way more to it. I didn't make any notes. I just researched the story today. I read about it. I watched some stuff, and this Glenn Simmons, I believe, is guilty, and I believe there's no way to retry him because it happened in 1974. All of the witnesses, all of the police officers, anybody who was involved in this is already passed away, unfortunately. So there's no way to retry him. So now he's going to sue the state or the county or whatever it is, and he's going to get millions of dollars. He already got $100,000 for his troubles, and there's a GoFundMe that has raised another $400,000, and now he's going to sue for millions, probably. I don't know, but it's ridiculous. We need to keep the murderers. We just keep the bad people in prison, please. End of rant. What do you guys think of that story? Do you think he's innocent? I don't think he's innocent. Obviously, I just told you I don't think he's innocent. I don't think her son is innocent either. I really don't. Hi, Zena. Zena's very sad. I took her bone away from her. So Mr. Zed's asking, how is that related to the 50-year sentence? The other guy was in jail for 48 years, and the mother of the guy in Iraq is the DA in that county now, right? So, and she also went from being the head of the Innocence Project to the DA. So she's switching sides back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And now she's just trying to get people out of prison who are really freaking guilty. That's how it's related. Fulton County judge issues $500 fine. No jail time for rioters who set fire to an Atlanta Wendy's during the BLM protest. MTG response. A Fulton County judge has handed down a lenient sentence, this is also ridiculous. Let's get the bad people in jail, please. Please get the criminals in jail. What are we doing here? A Fulton County judge handed down a lenient sentences consisting of $500 fine and no jail time for 2 rioters involved in the burning down of an Atlanta Wendy's after an Atlanta police officer shot and killed Rayshad Brooks in 2020. If you guys recall, Rayshad Brooks is the guy who tased the police, stole the officer's taser and tased him, and then the other officer shot him. It's perfectly legitimate shooting, by the way. Chisholm Kingston and Natalie White, the 2 convicted, were found guilty of conspiracy to commit arson and 2 counts of first-degree arson. They have been sentenced to 5 years of probation, a $500 fine, and are required to complete 150 hours of community service. That's a repeat of the sentence I just. In addition to Kingston and White, John Wesley Wade, 35, was indicted on the same charges earlier this year in January. All 3 initially pled not guilty and waived their arraignments in March 2022, according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Zena, get in your spot. Go. Get in your spot. Zena, get in your spot. Thank you. Good girl. As a result, rioters torched the... Oh, sorry, I missed a whole paragraph. The charges stem from a violent BLM riot over the death of Rayshard Brooks, age 27, who was killed in a police-involved shooting in June of 2020. Brooks had repeatedly punched Atlanta police officer David Bronson and stole his taser while under investigation for a DUI in the Wendy's parking lot. Brooks aimed the taser at Officer Bronson and a second officer, Garrett Rolfe, shot and killed Brooks during the altercation. Brooks allegedly punched Bronson hard enough to cause a concussion, according to the AJC. As a result, rioters torched the Wendy's in protest of Brooks' death. An autonomous zone was created at the site, but was dismantled by police a few days later. Violent demonstrations followed throughout the city over the next few months. Officer Rolfe and Bronson were criminally charged by former Fulton County District Attorney Paul Howard 5 days later, the outlet reports. Bronson was charged with aggravated assault, and Rolfe faces felony murder and assault charges. Rolfe was placed on leave following the incident, but was reinstated last spring. John Wesley Wade, the 3rd suspect that did not take a plea deal, is a prominent Black Lives Matter activist in Atlanta and led several protests in the summer of 2020. Protests. I was here. I saw what they did to the city. They were not protests. They were protests during the day, and as soon as the sun went down, they were no longer protests. In October of 2020, Wade was arrested on federal charges over a string of violent demonstrations and was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison in March of 2022. Like I said, they were not peaceful protests. As soon as the sun went down, they were no longer peaceful protests. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't even care what she has to say, honestly, has expressed intense displeasure with the decision, citing more stringent punishments handed down. I guess I agree with her in this case, but she's annoying. More stringent punishments handed down to those involved in the Capitol protests on January 6, 2021. J6ers are being locked up for years walking in the Capitol, and some never walked inside at all. But the guys who pled guilty to arson and burned down a Wendy's in Atlanta in 2020 BLM riots only have to pay a $500 fine, she wrote. I mean, I guess I kind of agree with her. Still don't have to like her though, right? Still don't have to like her. Here's a little video from my Twitter. If you're not following my Twitter, what are you doing with your life?
Oh my God, they got the bodies. They got the bodies inside.
Just a little brawl at the Walmart.
They lied, baby. Give me your blood. Give me your
It's Katie Z on Twitter. It's Katie Z on Twitter for all of that sort of crime stuff I post on Twitter. Woman walking dog killed in sledgehammer attack on LA college campus. This video has nothing to do with the story I just read, but let's watch this video anyway. It looks interesting. A woman walking her dog on a Los Angeles college campus on Christmas Eve was bludgeoned to death with a sledgehammer, and a homeless man has been nabbed in the attack, police said. The victim, who was identified only as an Asian woman in her early 60s, was collecting recyclables and walking with her dog at El Camino College in Torrance around 7 a.m. Sunday, when she was attacked by a man brandishing a sledgehammer. A person walking by the college gym building spotted the victim bleeding from the head wound and called the police. Her dog stayed by her side. Dogs are the best, aren't they? Paramedics who raced to the scene transported the unconscious woman to the local hospital, where she died from her injuries on Christmas Day. After reviewing surveillance video, campus police, assisted by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, identified the suspect as 40-year-old Jeffrey Davis and quickly arrested him in a nearby park where he had been known to spend time. Davis is believed to be homeless, Davis, believed to be a homeless person who had contact with the campus police in the past. Sergeant Francisco Escuada of the El Camino College Police told KCLA. Davis was initially booked into the county jail on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon and attempted murder and ordered to be held without bail. As of Thursday, there was no word on whether Davis would face upgraded charges now that the victim has died. Well, of course he's gonna face upgraded charges. Why would they not upgrade? The person died. That's just silly. A possible motive for the deadly attack has not been revealed to authorities. The Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner will determine the victim's official cause of death. I think it might be the blow to the head with the sledgehammer might be the official cause of death. The woman was known to walk her dog and collect recyclables around the college campus for years, neighbors said. It's devastating, said neighbor Leslie Anderson. It's gut-wrenching. I'm still in shock. Our dogs became friends, so they would play together and we would talk. She was just the sweetest woman. El Camino College was closed for winter break at the time of the killing. Classes are scheduled to resume on January 4th. It's very sad. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Have you ever been in a domestic partnership that was...
Do a couple more, and then we'll be done for the day. I'm a wedding makeup artist, and my bride almost walked out on her big day after finding the groom being breastfed by his mother. I'm sorry, this is a Daily Mail article, and there's just so many ads on it. It's very distracting. I hate the Daily Mail. A wedding makeup artist has claimed one of her brides almost called off her wedding after almost. Why would she not call off the wedding? What do you mean almost? Almost called off the wedding after discovering her groom being breastfed by his mother. In the latest episode of the Unfiltered Bride podcast, host Georgie Mitchell, who is a professional UK wedding planner, explained how she had been told the story by someone she had previously worked with. Referring to the makeup artist by the fake name Jenny, Georgie relayed how she had just finished the bride's face and hair when she said she needed to use the restroom. Georgie said the bride walked into the toilet when what she saw was enough to end the wedding. At first, Georgie's co-host Beth, who runs the business Etiquette Events Stylings, assumed the groom was cheating on the bride with another woman. After being told to try again, Beth then questioned if he was taking drugs leading up to this ceremony, insisting that it was much worse. Georgie then replied he was being breastfed by his mom. This is crazy.
Ahora podemos hacer streaming de muchos partidos.
And there's an
sin
ad
perdernos ni un
in Spanish, en español. What do you think? Would you I would not marry somebody who's being breastfed as an adult. That's crazy.
I did a wedding the other day, and guess what happened? She said the bride needs to go to the toilet just before the ceremony. This is like pre-ceremony. And she walked into the toilet, and what she saw is enough to end a wedding. What do you think she saw?
Was he with someone else?
No, worse.
Have a
worse.
Get
Worse.
I don't
Worse
know.
than anything sexual. But he was in there. The groom was in there.
Doing drugs?
No. He was being breastfed by his mum.
I don't even know how that works.
Sorry, what? Why would you marry a man that's getting bitten?
Well, I don't think she knew that was what was happening.
One last. Why is his mum still producing milk?
She's obviously been doing it continuously to get to that bit.
Absolutely.
Would you call off the wedding? Everybody is in the room waiting. You definitely wouldn't kiss when they say you can kiss the groom.
Oh no. Who sent me that? Why would you send me that?
Hello. Hello. Did you call?
Okay, this is a long. We'll do this one next time. This is an entitled drunk woman crashes and flips her car and acts like a complete brat. I think we did this one with number 2. Okay, one more, and then we'll be done.
Have you ever been in a domestic partnership that was so toxic that your significant other tried to poison you? And not like ha he he Romeo and Juliet poison you. I'm talking like poison you. Now I was in a relationship with a woman for about a year and a half who was rapid cycling bipolar, and I'm not saying that to be derogatory, that's just what it was. Now if you're not familiar with the term rapid cycling bipolar, let me explain. They walk in, they're overtly happy, they go to the kitchen, they come back, they're pissed off, etc., so on and so on. Now wait, when I met this woman, she was medicated, great, yay for medicine, it worked. But about 5, 6, 7 months into the relationship, she evolved into her Kanye West era, fuck it, off the meds. Now, of course, it took me a lot longer than I care to admit to have acceptance in the situation. Wait, something is very wrong here. Very, 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 very wrong. You see, for a long time, I thought it was me. Is it my posture? Is it the way I'm dressed? Do I stink? But no, it was her. Now, at this time, I was in the particular part of the relationship where after you come back home, after she kicks you out, you don't even unpack your stuff because you know you're going to get kicked out again. I'm going to be honest with you. That place in the relationship is not a great place to be. Definitely not my favorite place. Definitely not my first, second, third, fourth, or fifth choice to be. Now, I know what you're thinking. Drake, why would you put up with that? But I'm a convicted felon. She knew that, and she was on the lease. And you know what they say? When you're not on the lease, make peace. Now, I was just coming home after a really good fight, and this fight was one of the best we had. Definitely top 5. She destroyed my PlayStation and ripped up my Air Force One. But I'm back at the house, and we're going to do better this time, baby. I promise. No more fighting, no more arguing. We got it this time. Everything will be different. Now, one redeeming quality about this woman is she could cook, and she could cook very good. So this night, she decided to cook some chili. Now, I had noticed something was particularly creepy about this meal when she cooked chili, but she only cooked enough for me. See, when you cook chili, you cook a lot of it, right? Right? But I thought maybe she's not hungry, maybe she's trying to be nice. I didn't put that much thought into it, but the thought was definitely there. Another red flag was she was being nice, super nice, too nice. So she walks into the living room and I'm playing on my Game Boy. I'm playing on my Game Boy because she had just destroyed my PlayStation 5 and she goes, "Here, baby, I made you something to eat." I'm like, "What? Made me something to eat?" She's like, "Yeah." She sets it down in front of me and I'm sitting there waiting on her to come in with her food. And then I get to thinking, wait, where's yours at? She's like, "Oh, baby, I'm not hungry. I just decided to do something for you." Whoa, something for me? What is this, the first 3 months? Now, I've had her chili before. It was great. Love the chili. Great chili. I miss you. I miss your chili, baby. But anyway, I took a bite of this chili. Whoa, something's off. And another thing, why are you hovering over me like a helicopter watching me eat said chili? But me being the man and boyfriend I am, I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I take another bite. Whoa. This tastes like gorilla shit. Now, she notices my face after the second bite. She's like, "What's wrong with it, baby?" I'm like, "Nothing. I don't know." She's like, "Well, I put a little extra seasoning on the top. Mix it up and try it again." And I was like, "Okay." Now, mixing it up, all it did was make the poison mix better because the third bite did it. About 34.8 seconds later, I get a horrible feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh no, I gotta go to the bathroom now. So I'm in the bathroom on the toilet fighting for my life, and this goes on for about an hour and a half. Somehow I make it through. I make it to the bedroom. It took all the energy I had. This bitch done wrote a suicide note for me. Now at this point, this is where I made an error. I should have called the police. But I was already on parole. I'm already a convicted felon. I don't really do good with calling the police. And that day I learned a valuable lesson. There's crazy, and then there's rip up your Air Forces, destroy your PS5, and put poison in your chili crazy. Thanks for letting me share. Stay blessed.
All right, so this came across my feed, and this gentleman, Draco, only has 829 subscribers on YouTube. That's parody, by the way. His whole account is parody, and I thought it was hilarious. So I put the link in the chat. Go subscribe to him. He's funny. He's a funny dude. That's it. That's the show. Hey, Handy is going live. He did that Jeremy episode with me. He's going live right now. Let me put his link up there. Head over to his channel. He's doing the Handy breakdowns. He does news stories and stuff. But definitely, if you're not doing anything, go over and check him out and tell him in his chat that Katie Z sent you. I'd appreciate it. If you would like to do a donation, you can do that. Rumble, YouTube. Speaking of that, Smith did do a donation, so we're going to give the dogs one last little treat, and then we're going to be done. One last milk bone, and as soon as we're done, we're going to give them their horns back, their devil horns back. Ava, you got to get in your spot. Get in your spot. Get in your spot. Go. Thank you. They're getting there. They're getting better. She's getting better. Xena's always been an angel. Xena's an innocent angel like I am, right? All right. Can we do a high five? High five. Shake. Shake. They're very happy puppies. Thank you very much, Smith. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Handy doesn't have YouTube. It's just he's just on Rumble for now. So I put the link in there. You can check him out over on Rumble. He's going live in the next couple of minutes. So check him out. If you're here from Handy's channel, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll put the link in there again. Copy. Paste. I will see you guys Sunday at 4:30 Eastern while you're getting ready for your big New Year's plans, or snuggling up in your warm, cozy PJs like I'll be doing on New Year's. Join me at 4:30. We're going to go over the song Polly by Nirvana. It's about a serial killer. I'm going to tell you that whole story. And I will hopefully be wrapping that up within an hour and a half, I think. So 4:36-ish, give or take. It depends on how long I talk. I'll do call-ins that night too if you want to call in. And it's also the last night to get in on the January drawing. So I hope to see you all there. Thank you very much for coming tonight. I am so glad you made it on this Friday. It is a Friday night and it is crime, but it is not a Friday night crime because my co-host is not here. So it doesn't count as a Friday night crime. Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye.
First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man, Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Won't you so loco? Show off your photos, throw out your Twinkies, throw up your ho-hos, tuck in them pinkies. Them shit's a no-no. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Brought to my attention by the man with the mojo. My 8th subscriber, I'm a bagoso. Jump in them sinkies and dump them mimosos. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto.
Looking for new drills, needed a new track of land. I used to dig the Simpsons, man. Bumping Biggie, Pop, Smash Mouth, and Simple Plan. No scrubs for the crease in my pimples, damn. From the south streets of southeast Michigan, hitting shuffle till I settled on a different jam. And when a dime won't do, a better nickel can. And let me tell you, when I used to dig them Simpsons, man. A funny thing about time, you can't get it back. A tight grip, but it rips the jacket. Slight lisp with a mix of traffic. You see about me, like Mr. Glass, always wished I was a whiz at graphics. Take me back to the past where the hits were massive. You can hear Gladys Knight and the Pips on plastic. Misfit molasses. Delete my contacts just so I can stick to glasses. Feel that skipped out, so I miss the classics. Aristotle of the bottle, Seneca of the sinful action, senator of the simple maxim. I swear for a skillful Saxon, I'm still relaxing. Who wanna take a dip in the mind sauce, making up for the time lost, forgetting all my past was when I sign off. Prime bribe, prime rib, Agent Smith, crime boss, popping red pills till my mind's off, mind's off.
First Florida man, Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Won't you so loco? Show off your photos, throw out your Twinkies, throw up your ho-hos, tuck in them pinkies. Them shit's a no-no. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Brought to my attention by the man with the mojo. My 8th subscriber, I'm a bagoso. Jump in them sinkies and dump them mimosos. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto.
Threw up that blue pill, moved to a new track. I slew the foothills of that voodoo sap. Microfiche tape decks, I'll sift through that, cause I'll do anything to get the old Simpsons back. Give me the news that make my mood react. I'll swim through the sewer just to make it to the truth intact. And you can shine up that voodoo with new shellac. I'll still do anything to get the old Simpsons back. Imagine thinking Karl Marx is new school Klingon like Huzu. They welcome the ways they can bring on the boots, dude. Declare a major, they get paid to pollute you. Self-ashamed neighbors never gaze when they scoop you. I wonder how we fight it. The 6th step is never enter in my tent uninvited. The 5th step is produce, no skills is no use. 4th step community preference is unity. 3rd step is nation, it's somewhat location, mostly relations, that's the situation. Next step, family, patriarchal sanity. Safe under the canopy, ain't a place for anarchy. First step, I just got to say it, no showboat. Step back and soak up the logos.
First Florida man, Hernando de Soto. First Florida man Nando, they so dope. Got to my attention about the man with the mojo. My 8 subscriber, Yama Facosa. First Florida man was hurt, Nando, they so dope. First